The BBC has questioned the controversial influencer Andrew Tate.
If the MSM come along and I know it's a matrix attack, but I know I'm going to destroy them, then I'll do it. Of course they hate me. I just sit there and make a fool of them.
Andrew Tate's interview with the BBC stole headlines across the globe due to its controversy. The BBC only posted a 15-minute segment of what was almost an hour-long interview.
I think we're done. Yep.
They heavily edited the videos using jump cuts to manipulate the viewers' perceptions of the interview.
It's fine, no, it's fine, it's easy.
Despite all this, the BBC still had to take the interview down just 24 hours later due to the backlash.
There's no way I should have won. They're the BBC, they had prepared, they'd set it up, she had rehearsed, all this, and I come out, I win.
I'm asking you a question.
Correct, but you're not the boss here.
But how did Andrew Tate completely destroy Britain's biggest broadcasting channel?
Touching herself, this is a self-pacifying behaviour.
His body language here was very strategic.
In this video, we're going to break down his debating tactics and communication tactics so you can copy them and use them to your advantage.
I think it's probably the least discussed superpower on earth is being able to speak well.
Yes, guys, welcome back to another communication analysis. And guys, this is going to be by far our juiciest analysis yet. It's going to be insane. We've actually got a gift prepared for all of you guys who make it till the end. So stay tuned for that gift. Let's go.
You have said you're the most dangerous man in the world.
I've said I'm the most dangerous man in the world.
You've also said that a woman's intimate parts...
Stop straight away. I just want to show you guys how he uses his face to communicate that she's being an absolute idiot. I said I'm the most dangerous man in the world. He scrunches his face up, he rolls his eyes. These are key elements because subconsciously people watch that then and think, this is a very ridiculous point she's made. And watch, she's going to ridicule her further now in a second.
belong to her male partner. I'm glad you find that funny.
I'm telling you that it's very upsetting that you're going to sit here and that certain organizations in the world are going to try and pretend that I'm the biggest force of evil on earth when I'm genuinely a force for good. I'm genuinely a force for good. And
guys, just pick up on that. She tried to interrupt him. What did he do? He raised his volume. One, this is key. You need to make sure you're constantly raising your volume the moment anyone tries to speak over you.
Force of evil on earth when I'm genuinely a force for good. I'm genuinely a force for good.
This will establish the frame, your dominance and assertiveness. Number two, he's used his body language. He's put his finger in her face. You stop speaking because I'm speaking. I'm the man. It's very key to use body language to avoid being interrupted. Otherwise, you're going to get walked all over.
And just to link this back to entrepreneurship and business in general, because I know a lot of you guys watching are entrepreneurs, these are all things that you need to establish when establishing the frame. Conversation dynamics are very, very important. Let's say you're the leader of the group, or you're on a sales call and obviously you're the one in charge on the sales call. You need to assert your dominance through things like your facial expressions, like your body language. So you need to be taking a note of all of these things, guys, and implementing it into the way you communicate.
Exactly.
All of this makes up how much respect you actually get from your staff, your clients, your prospects, etc.
You need to put yourself in a position of authority. It's very, very key.
100%.
5 years. If that's your point, if that's your narrative you want to push,
say that
good
men
luck.
should be able to sleep with a lot of women outside marriage. That doesn't sound very religious or very conservative.
That's not what I said they should be able to. I said a lot of high-value men, a lot of rich men do it. And then we discussed at length on podcasts why rich men do it. And we also discussed why women decide to be unfaithful. It's not a gendered argument. We discussed unfaithfulness as a whole. What are the reasons and motivations for men, and what are the reasons and motivations for women? Because you have no time to actually, watch my content, because you have no time to actually watch my content at length and understand what I'm saying, you just come here with a small snippet which has been provided to you on a piece of paper.
3 times doesn't make it true.
No, completely. You don't have a clue what I.
He's absolutely dominating her, guys. Even if you paid attention to his facial expressions there, he was very blasé. He almost just looked away, just arrogantly thinking, you are absolutely waffling.
Dangerous man in the world, Lucy.
I'm not answering your questions.
Well then we need to change the dynamic of this interview because, and I'll make this clear, I allowed you into my home. I'm doing you a favor, giving you the first interview I'm giving to the public. You don't come here with a position of authority. You're not the police. I don't respect the BBC. I don't know you. You do not come here with a position of authority over me. We are equals. We are people. We're citizens of the world, and we sit here as equals.
Guys, very, very direct. He's not beating around the bush, and he's not afraid to straighten out his opponent and call them out when they're not giving him the respect that he demands. In addition to that, his body language here was very, very strategic. He leaned forward as he wanted to make his point towards Lucy and assert his dominance. And it all goes back to setting that frame.
Exactly. It's very key because she tried to set the frame. She tried to set that frame in that conversation by saying, I'm not going to answer your questions. And he immediately shut that down. He crumbled her frame and said, well, we need to change the dynamic here. It's very key that you do not accept another person's frame. You stay strong with yours.
Then you lean forward to get closer to her space and almost to show her who's boss.
Well, it would help if you answered the question.
I've answered every question so far.
Let me ask another question.
Sure.
See how she's gone from, I'm not answering your question, you answer mine, to, it would help if you could answer my questions. He's crumbled the frame completely.
She laughed and she said, ha ha, ha, yeah, that's probably true. If you watch the show, it will make sense. For you to come here with doing no research at all and then say, I don't understand what I'm talking about, but I've got this piece of paper with a few things printed off, that's why you're saying the silly things you're saying. You should watch the show, do some research.
Do you believe it?
I've already watched it.
Pure conviction in the way he speaks. He doesn't doubt himself for even a second. I just want to ask you a question here. How many, have you heard so far?
Not one.
Not a single filler word. He's under pressure. He's literally getting attacked by one of the biggest television broadcasting channels in the United Kingdom, in England. He's getting attacked. And not a single filler word, no stuttering. And that's how you guys need to become. No filler words, no matter how hard you're attacked. Because what that does is it helps you maintain that strong frame. If you all of a sudden start breaking down and going, that frame will crumble just along with you.
And he says it perfectly. Let's put up the clip, actually, because there's a clip where he literally says, if I had stuttered once against the BBC, that would have been the end of me.
Yeah, literally. He mentioned this at a later date. It's
exact same thing.
If I was saying on my BBC interview, it would have been over. I could have said the same things with a couple ums and ahs, it would have been over. I'm the worst man in the world. So it's battle, it's war. So I want you to all become very, very good with your speech.
It's time for the gift that we've promised you. Since you made it to this point in the video, we are inviting you to our free school community where you can get exclusive content that we don't put out on YouTube. As well as this, we are going to give you the opportunity to learn how you can communicate more effectively and how you can put these things that we've talked about today into action.
Yeah, guys, it's called Communication Alliance on School. The link is in the bio. Make sure you go ahead and join it. We'll be accepting people bit by bit. We don't just want to accept everyone at once. The requests are going to be on. So make sure you apply ASAP. We'll get around to accepting your request. And we look forward to seeing you in the school community. It's going to be absolutely fire in there. The value we've put inside is incredible. With that being said, guys, make sure you subscribe because we're going to be posting loads more analysis on YouTube as well. See you soon.